all fine and good to write a script called Dragon the Bruce Lee Story. It's all fine and good to want to direct a movie about the life of Bruce Lee. But the question is, who's going to play Bruce Lee? Now, the man has been dead now for 21 years, and the question is, no one has emerged to equal him. So how are you going to go and make this movie if you can't find the actor? So Raffaella De Laurentiis, the producer, and I were really buttoned down to do a worldwide search to find an actor who could do it, because I was very determined that it would not be a martial artist. It had to be an actor, because the movie that I wanted to make was emotionally moving and graceful and hopefully very powerful, and the fighting sequences were less critical to me than creating the essence of the man himself, and that's the actor's job. When you do Lawrence of Arabia or Raging Bull, you don't necessarily get a warrior or a boxer. You go get Peter O'Toole or Robert De Niro, and you teach them how to be a warrior or teach them how to be a boxer. So I wanted to get an actor and teach him how to be a martial artist, if that's what we had to do. But still, who had the charisma? Who had the charm? Who had the intelligence? Who had the grace? It was a really befuddling dilemma, and I was very depressed about it, because I really believed that I would never get to make this movie. Then one day I got an inspiration, and I called Bonnie Timmerman, a casting director in New York who had cast all the episodes of Miami Vice, and I had been one of the first Miami Vice directors. And I said, Bonnie, I want you to read the script and tell me who should play Bruce Lee. And she called me back a few days later and said, this is the toughest role to cast I've ever read. The guy's got to be like mythical, and he's also got to fight like Bruce Lee. And everybody knows what he looks like, and everybody knows what he sounds like. It's a very, very tough job. But when I was casting Last of the Mohicans, a young, half Chinese, half Hawaiian man came in to my office, and I'm telling you, he had a body of a god, can act, and I think he's your man. And if he's not your man, then I don't know who it is. His name is Jason Scott Lee. And she gave me his home phone number, and I called him and I said, look, Jason, I'm a director over at Universal, and I'm talking about a feature film. I want you to come in and meet with me, and I'll tell you about it when you show up. Next morning at 10 o'clock, Jason and his manager came in and sat on my couch, and at first I thought, he's very good looking, but he doesn't look a lot like Bruce Lee. But as I was talking and telling him about the movie and explaining all my hopes and dreams, I noticed that Raffaella was a woman, and Kelly Breidenbach, my associate producer, was a woman, and all the other women in the room weren't looking at me anymore. They were looking at Jason, and that made me understand that I wasn't going to play Bruce Lee, that he was. So I gave him the script, and I didn't hear from him for the whole weekend. And finally Sunday night I called him and I said, Jason, you've just got to commit. I know it's terrifying. Tell me that you're going to do it. He said, I'm scared. I don't know if I can do the man justice. I want to do the man justice. I said, trust me, working together, we'll do the man justice. And he said, okay, then I'm in. So we put him through 7 weeks of training with this guy in the fight scene, Steve Lambert. We went and shot the screen test. The studio saw it. And they said, go make Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.